Adela, a village in the north of Crete, about 5 kilometers from the sea. Even in high summer, few tourists come here, but now, at the end of October, it looks even more deserted. The main street turns out to be named after Kostas Yaboudakis, the hero who blew up Arkadi monastery. In the main square, there is a bust of this Yaboudakis. Below it, the text, "Arsonist of Arkadi, November 9, 1866. Who was this Yaboudakis, and why has a statue been erected for an arsonist? On November 6, it is suddenly very busy on and around the main square in Adela. Preparations for a commemoration are clearly taking place around the bust of Yaboudakis.
Με το πνεύμα των δικαίων, πετελειωμένων, Σύον Θεός ημών ο κατά βάσης άδειν, και τα εσωδίνας λύσας των πεπαιδημένων, Κωνσταντίνου Πυρπολιτού, και πάντων των προμνημονευθέντων Χριστέ ο Θεός ημών, εσύ την δόξαν αναπέμπομεν συν το ανάφρος που εκρεί, ημάς δε ελεήσει και σώσεσαι καθώς και μιλάτε, αιωνία ημών η μνήμη. Αξιομακάριστη και αείμνης διατροφήμων, αιωνία ημών η μνήμη, αιωνία ημών η μνήμη.
After the religious part of the ceremony, wreaths are laid.
Περιφέρειας Κρήτης Στεφάνη καταθέτει την Περιφερειάρχη της Ρετήμνης κυρία Μαρία Λιονή. Εκ μέρους του Δήμου Ρετήμνης Στεφάνη καταθέτει ο Δήμαρχος Ρετήμνης κύριος Γεώργιος Μαρινάκης. Εκ μέρους των ενόπλων δυνάμεων Στεφάνη καταθέτει ο διοικητής ούραρχος αντισυνταγματάρχης κύριος Εμμανουήλης Τράκης. Εκ μέρους του Συνδέσμου Εφέδρων Αξιωματικών Νομού Ρετήμνης Στεφάνη καταθέτει ο πρόεδρος του Ορμητικού Συλλόγου Ρετήμνης, έφεδρος υπολοχαγός πεζικού κύριος Γεώργιος Κατσανέβας.
And finally, there is a parade along the village square. Afterwards, we ask one of the dignitaries present what we have seen.
Every year at 8th of November, not today that is 6, we celebrate the burn of the monastery of Arkadi. Because the guy that made this is Konstantinos Yaboudakis, that it was from here, from Adler. Konstantinos Yaboudakis take all the children and the women to the cellar that they have the explosions, and because the Turkish people, it was outside and they want to get in to kill them, take all the woman and the child, get in there. It's better to die like this than to the Turkish kill them. And he made an explosion and saved that people.
On November 8, we visit the monastery of Arkadi. A gigantic Greek flag is raised.
Ελέησον ημάς ο Θεός και το μεγαλαιός σου δεομεθά σου επάκουσον, Γαβριήλ ιερομονάχου και το σύναυτο και υπέρ του συγχωρητήνη αυτής πάπλη μέλημα οικούσιον και ακούσιον, τον αγαθό και φιλάνθρωπον θεόνυμον, αποστρέψει και διασκεδάσε πάσον και νόσον την καθημόν κινουμένη και ριστές στεγμάς συμπικημένης, στοιχές ορτοπηλή και ελεήσε ημάς.
Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. Σκέφασον ημάς εν τη σκέπη των θερίκων σου, και φλούρη την μονή ταύτην και πάσαν πόλην και χώραν από επιτροπή.
Here too, first the religious part, now followed by a speech.
Το Arkadi ως επαναστατικό κέντρο και προπύργιο των χριστιανών είχε οριστεί έδρα του Γενικού Αρχηγού Συνταγματάρχη Πάνου Κοροναίου. Με ψυχραιμία, ο πυρπολιτής Κωνσταντίνος Γιαποουδάκης περιμένει όσο το δυνατόν περισσότερους κατακτητές να εισέλθουν στην παρωταποθήκη με σκοπό να...
After the ceremony in the church, everyone moves to what turns out to be an old windmill.
Και Υιό και Αγίο Πνεύματι, Συ ο Θεός ημών ο καταβασισάτη, και τα σωδίνας λύσας των πεπαιδημένων του Κυριολέησον.
Κύριε του Θεός, πάντα ψυχάς αυτόν, έντερη και να πάμε θερέη του νοητισόμεθα, του Κυρίου δαϊθόμεν.
Ο Θεός των πνευμάτων και πάσης αυτός, των θάνατων καταπατήσας των
Φάνη καταθέτει ο πρώην Πρωθυπουργός κ. Γεώργιος Παπανδρέου.
And then also here, wreaths are laid by dignitaries.
Εκ μέρους της Βουλής των Ελλήνων στεφάνι καταθέτει ο βουλευτής Ρετίνης κ. Ιωάννης Κεφαλογιάννης. Εκ μέρους του Δήμου Ρεθύμνης στεφάνι καταθέτει ο Δήμαρχος Ρεθύμνης κ. Γεώργιος Μαρινάκης. Τήρηση 1 λεπτού σιγής. Ανάκρουση του Εθνικού Ύμνου.
Then we walk back to the monastery church. The sweet pie is handed out and eaten. One of the attendees tells us
the Turks came here to take the monastery, so all the Cretans went inside the monastery and wait for them. We have here about 500 Cretans, and the Turks were about 20,000 Turks. They couldn't win the fight, the Turks, so when they started the Cretans losing the battle, they go inside this monastery there, where all the weapons and the dynamits, all these things, and they're waiting all the Turks to come inside, so they explode the monastery, the Cretans. Here we are dressing to honor this fight, to honor these people that are fighting for the Crete, for the Greece.
So what about those Turks on Crete? From 1645 they conquered Candia or Crete from the Phoenicians. After 2 centuries of domination and oppression by the Ottoman Turks, revolts broke out in Crete more and more in the 19th century. One of these took place from 1866 to 1869. In this, the monastery of Arkadi played a prominent role. A request from the Cretans for more religious freedom was not honored, and the revolt escalated as a result. A resistance committee was formed, chaired by the monastic abbot Gabriel Marinakis. Pasha Ismail reacted furiously and sent an army led by Pasha Mustafa to Crete to end the rebellion. Violent clashes between Turks and Cretan insurgents followed. The Cretans fortified the monastery and recruited volunteers for the battle. Pasha Mustafa advanced to Arkadi and attacked the monastery on November 8. 640 of the 960 people in the monastery were women and children. They locked themselves in the powder house when the Turks invaded the monastery. Kostas Yaboudakis lit the fire. "200 people, mostly women and children, were killed. The bones of the killed insurgents were later collected in the old windmill. Some can still be seen in this ossuary today.
Οι Τούρκοι είχαν περικυκλώσει το μοναστήρι και ήταν λίγοι Έλληνες μέσα και ανατείναξαν το μοναστήρι προκειμένου να μην τους πιάσουν οι Τούρκοι.
The holocaust of Arkadi is still commemorated annually. In 1966 also with a special stamp, and in 2016 with a €2 coin. And Kostas Yaboudakis, he is revered as a hero, an arsonist for whom statues have been erected.